Thanks to those joining me live and to those joining me on archive. DStyleBoxing is here. Yet again, a non-boxing video. I know people that subscribe for boxing are like, what the hell's going on? I just want to listen to boxing, like boxing talk. Well, we'll get there, but boxing hasn't spoken to me. Me and boxing, we're not speaking to each other right now. It's just that type of relationship that I've had with boxing for the last 20 years, But in all seriousness, I'll do some boxing videos. I promise this weekend. Okay, don't get all mad. All right, if not this weekend, next week for sure. But look, so Donald J. Trump, our favorite president, everybody. Every time I say, you know what, I think this tops it. I really don't think there's another like. He just finds a way to top it. I need to stop saying, he ain't gonna top this one. I need to stop saying that because he's gonna top it. I think Donald J. Trump listens to DStyle, and I think he tries to top everything. But look. First of all, let me first say a non-story. This pathetic story that was being put out there last week. Everybody knows, if you listen to me, I'm not a Donald Trump fan. Like, you know that. But what's with the whole I don't know if you guys saw it all over social media. Oh, Donald J. Trump, he doesn't know the words to the national anthem. He embarrasses the nation. Now, did he look like an idiot trying to sing along? And do I think he knows the words to the song? Probably not. Neither do I. I don't know the words to the song. I know some of the key phrases, but who cares? It was a non-thing, right? And every time he criticized Trump for something stupid like that, it just reinforces in the heads of a lot of his supporters that he gets criticized for everything. Of course, they're going to jump into shit like that. Okay, so you got to make sure there's many legitimate things to criticize him for. Like don't make shit up. Now let's talk about this week. Donald Trump. It's reported that he, man, if it's not funny is what he said, but it's funny that the president of the United States. I mean, this is. It's like a movie, man. Like it's like watching a movie of like the future and and everybody's dumbed down, and this is our president. This is what it feels like. But anyway, it reported called countries like El Salvador, Haiti, countries in Africa, shithole countries. That he doesn't want people from shithole countries coming here. He's also been reported saying that he doesn't want any more Haitians. Don't we have enough Haitians already? He also believes that this is what's reported, that apparently all of them have AIDS. Now, does Donald Trump think that? I don't know. Okay, this is what's reported. But look, if 50% of everything I just said is true, it's still bad. It's not, even if somebody's like over exaggerating what he said. Like if he just mentioned if he would have said 25% of them have, or some of them have AIDS. What does that have to do with anything? And why would he even say that? So did he say all of them have AIDS? I don't know. But do I believe that he said something about that? Yeah, I do. Okay. And I saw on CNN today, Martin Luther King's nephew said, I don't think he's a racist when somebody's not a racist, you just say it right. No, he's not racist. No, but he said, I don't think he's a racist in a traditional sense. And he said, what's the term that he used? He said, he's just racially uninformed. We got to make up terms for this guy now, man. This is insane. alternative facts, made up terms. Um, Jesus. What does that mean? Like not racist in a traditional sense. Does it mean that he doesn't have a hood on now, or what? What does that mean? That could mean a lot of things, I guess. You know, does he use different racist language? Like what does that mean? He's not racist in a traditional sense. Does might that mean that he's not overtly racist, but covertly racist? Because that would make a little more sense. But you can't say he's not racist. He's racially uninformed. This is nobody sat down and told him there's just different racists in the world. What does that mean? It's just stupid, bro. Oh man, I was just like, this is insane. This is crazy. All right, this really is. But it's now. Do I believe he said these things? It does sound like. Look at what he said when the cameras are on him, okay, and things he stood by. Okay, before we touch on it, look at the things he had. This guy literally said, right? This statement. Not only is this statement false, okay, but it is to a certain degree bigoted in nature, okay? And this is what he said. He said, when Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing crime. They're bringing something like that. And then he said, they're rapists. And some, I suppose, are good people. Oh, so some of them are good people. So what does that say about the rest? Now, first of all, no, Mexico doesn't gather up a bunch of people and say, run to the border. Like, that's not what happens, okay? Like, they don't go to the prisons and like just, release the hounds to the U.S. That's not the way it works. So that's why it's a false statement, right? Who comes here? The poor come here, okay? The rich whites in Mexico don't cross the border. Those can fucking buy a visa. Like, they don't have a problem coming here at all. They come to the U.S. all the time. They go to Disney World. They spend thousands of dollars. Those are some good people, all right? But all those brown people that are poor and looking for opportunity and all that. Now, I'm not saying we don't do something about immigration. I'm not saying we shouldn't have border security. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, how do you get people that are just coming here, trying to make a better living for themselves and to feed their families, and equate them to, rapists and all this, and how they're bringing crime and this, that, and the third, when statistically speaking, they don't spring up crime rates. Natural-born citizens do far more crime than citizens or illegal citizens, okay? And then you had idiots defending him saying, well, it's not a racist comment. He's not talking about, Mexicans. He's talking about illegal Mexicans. Like, what? Really? Like, that's your defense? Sit down, right? So, and I could go on, right? Now, it is reported that Donald Trump saw this. I don't know what she worked for, but that I think it's for the intelligence community. I could be wrong about that, but there was this Korean lady, and he thought she was cute. Now, thankfully, the report doesn't say he just grabbed her by the pussy. Okay, but then he said, this is what's reported, that why don't we have this beautiful Korean lady in the negotiations with North Korea? Like, what? It's the way he thinks, okay? And not only that, let me take it even more back. Let me take it back to like 2012, right? Donald Trump started his political career, right? He started with a whole birther thing, saying that Obama isn't really from here. He's from Kenya. From one of those, Donald Trump's words, one of those countries. All right. So this is the things we know. And if you know anything about life, people just by nature are going to be far more vile behind closed doors. All right. So when he's not being recorded, what do you think he says? Well, he says things like, I just go up to him and I just grab him by the pussy. That's how he talks. Right. So is it, out of this world to believe that he said this? And this is what else we know. Before he denied it, because he came out and he denied the whole thing. He said that he was tough on immigration, and that he did point out that Haiti is a poor country with a lot of problems, but he never said that, Right, Donald, okay? That's a little bit of telling on yourself, but, but before he denied it, his supporters were in support of what he said. So now that's the way we talk. That's the way you talk. Well, what? I've never in my life, okay, gone to a bar or to a club or to a family gathering and just started talking about all Haitians having AIDS. And, it's just not, it doesn't come up. It's not something we talk about, right? Like we don't say, I don't just start saying shithole countries. And, I might, when I talk boxing, I might talk shit, but that's all in good fun, So is it a reach for me? No. And here's the other thing. There's Republican senators that basically said, yeah, he said it. All right. And of course, you have the other two senators who are saying, I don't recall that at all. I don't remember hearing that at all. Actually, that's not how I recall it. That's not how you recall it. That's not just something you forget. The president of the United States, okay, calls countries, many of which are our allies, by the way. Okay, and there's ever this big World War III and we're fighting like fucking Russia or China, okay, we might need some of these countries, all right? Territory is a big part of war. I don't know if you guys know that, right? But nonetheless, you expect me to believe that senators would just make this up? No. And I just don't. It totally sounds like something Donald Trump would say. You think it's that out there for Donald Trump to call countries, outside of here in Africa and South America? You really expect me to be shocked to find out that he called them shithole countries? He calls some of our own communities shitholes. According to him, every black and Latino neighborhood, you walk out, you get shot, like just on the spot, like according to Donald Trump. Apparently, I can't walk out of my neighborhood, guys. That's why I'm always on YouTube. If I go outside right now, I'm gonna get shot. Okay, I do these videos from a fucking bunker, right? I mean, come on. He calls our own inner cities shitholes. Now, you think it's out there for me to believe this? Fox News was saying, well, that's just the way we all talk. And, well, yeah, that's why you're not president of the United States. And unfortunately, he is. But that's not the way you conduct yourself, all right? But anyway, who cares? I mean, he did what he did. Here's my issue with the media, okay? Here's my problem with the press. Now, it's not that what they're saying is wrong, basically, because I'm watching the media right now, and they're shredding them right now. Okay, and look, reporting it is a responsible thing to do. Put the story out there. Of course, Donald Trump is going to deny it, right? He's not going to come out and say, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's going to deny that he said it. That's how he knows what he said was wrong, right? Now, what gets me is, before I get to the press, like, what's all this talk about? Oh, Donald, he just says what's on his mind. He's like us. And okay, then, well, why is he denying it then? Why is he denying the fact that he said it? If he's so boastful and he represents you and he talks like you, why is he denying it then? Now, don't think about it too much, okay? It's not that complicated, right? But anyway, Let me talk about the press, man. Look, I'm not saying that what he said here was a good thing. It's not, right? But calling other country names is one thing, and it's bad, okay? And it's whatever, okay? It sounds pretty bigoted to me, but let's leave that aside. That's one thing. What about the countries getting bombed under his orders? What about that? What about what's happening in the Sudan right now? See, I remember I was watching the CNN had this reporter from Africa come on, right? And I had never seen this reporter before, right? Now it's not like I watch CNN all day, but I've never seen her before. Okay, like when I do watch CNN, I'm like, yeah, I've seen that person before. I've seen that person. I've never seen this reporter before. And they had her on there for about 5 minutes just to talk about how hurtful the comments that Donald Trump made were. Okay, so she was an immigrant, and then she became a reporter for CNN, and so there you go. It's a CNN doing a little PR for themselves here at the president's expense. Well, good on them. It doesn't matter to me, right? And I'm not saying she shouldn't say that and all that. That's all well, but why don't you bring her on to talk about the wars going on in Africa? Because how many countries? I think it's like last I saw, I don't even remember, but it's over 15 countries that we're in right now, right? And I'm pretty sure it's over that. And we're bombing countries, we're bombing children. I mean, everything we accuse other countries of being bad at, like we are doing it, or we are in a second-hand way doing it. So Saudi Arabia, we're arming them, okay? And just, it's sad. There's famine going on right now in some of these countries. People are dying. Like they're in very bad shape because of the wars that we're waging. And they don't report that. Why? Because they love war. Okay? They love all those USA ads and Army ads, okay, that the Pentagon pays for to come on their fucking network. All right? So, well, I understand that you want to talk about this one issue and it is important. Why aren't we talking about this other stuff that's far more damaging? Well, I already told you the answer, right? Like, why aren't we talking about that? And people don't even realize how close we are to going to war with North Korea. And if you think it can't happen, Iraq happened. Afghanistan happened. For years, people were saying, we'll never invade Iraq. We'll never do that. We have to go for and this, that, and the third. And after that, they said it's people are exaggerating. We're not going to go to Iraq, right? Because that's all they were talking about in the early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s. Bill Clinton was doing shock and awe bombings there, right? Bush came into office. People were like, we're not going to go to Iraq if Bush gets voted in. It's all bullshit. There we go again. People fear mongering. Like, no. Like this is like real. Like we can go to war with North Korea. It can happen. It's not like wars have not happened in the past. Like, of course, a war could happen. I know. Like if war doesn't happen 10 years from now, somebody's gonna come here and be like, "See, you were wrong. You were wrong." Like I'm just telling you right now, right? A lot of the things that a lot of you conspiracy theorists out there believe in are never going to happen. Okay, like we're not all going to be in concentration camps, 5 years from now, or Obama was never going to take your guns. Okay, but but at the end of the day, this could happen. Iran. The way they're talking about Iran right now sounds very similar to the way that we're talking about Iraq, right? Before 9/11. It just takes one terrorist attack by some uh, alleged Iranian, and that's it. Half of this country will be 100% behind the war. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But the media is not reporting on any of this. They talk about the Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump's tweets and all that because, when he does a tweet about I have a bigger button than him and blah, blah, blah. They'll talk about that. They'll talk about his tweets all day, right? What he types with little fingers on his fucking smartphone, okay? Well, I'm not saying it's not important at all. It's not as important, okay, as the pieces of papers that he's signing, the authorizations that he's giving. It's just not as important as that. And by the way, this war thing, one of the reasons, right, that many Hillary Clinton and Obama, like vigorous supporters, will not bring that up is because they were guilty, maybe not as much, but they were guilty of it as well. And me, I don't give a fuck. Okay? There was spying on Americans going on under Obama. He continued the Bush wars, right? We're still in Afghanistan under Obama. Okay? Very little changed as far as our foreign policy, right? Now, favorability of America or whatever went up and with a lot of our allied nations, but because he was more likable or whatever than Bush. But that doesn't equate reality. The drone program, okay, got started with Obama, right? The authorization to basically be able to kill American citizens without trial, okay, with drone strikes was started under Obama. And one could argue, well, no, but Obama used good judgment. The American citizen that he targeted was known to be a terrorist, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah. And what's you think everyone's going to have good judgment? There's a reason we have, okay, trials. There's a reason for that. Which is protected, supposedly anyway, by the Constitution, okay? But now, what happens when a lunatic becomes president? And you give him that type of authority, you know what happens? Drone strikes go up 3 times as much. You know what happens? More civilians get killed. Because under Obama, innocent civilians were dying. And it was under his orders. He was the commander-in-chief. With Trump, far more. Trump has killed far more innocent civilians than Obama did. Doesn't make what Obama doing it didn't make him doing it right? But this is one of those reasons many in the so-called left, and I say so-called, though they'll rather talk about identity politics, they'll rather talk about all that other shit, but they won't address these issues that I'm addressing because it becomes very uncomfortable, right? Many don't have the capacity of nuance, right? So if you bring it up, they're going to say, well, Obama did it too. And they're not really lying when they say that. And that's just a reality that many Obama supporters need to swallow, right? Maybe I could understand an Obama supporter that could say, look, he's the president of the United States. He had some tough decisions. And he went into office. This is hard to do, by the way, but he went into office and the wars were already there. They were already set. And when Obama sat down and he saw the threats, he had to do what he had to do to protect the American people. Yeah, that's why we're in Somalia. That's why the United States is in the country of Somalia, to protect the freedoms of the American people. Right. Really? Okay, so can't even hypothetically defend it. I just can't, right? And now in a perfect world, like if you were to tell me, D-Style, pick Obama or or Trump. Well, I would pick Obama. That's an easy decision, right? But it doesn't mean I can't criticize him. It doesn't mean I don't have, some stuff to say about him. All right. So anyway, yes, calling countries shitholes is not good. Okay. Yes, it's unpresidential and all that. I get it. Yes, he has said some very, I mean, come on. At best, you have to say suspect things, right? To me, I'm just calling it like it is. It's racist. A lot of these things he says, okay? And they're ignorant. Like, if you don't want to use the word racist, ignorant. He says a lot of ignorant things, right? He says a lot of things that he just doesn't know, all right? And yes, all that's true. He's bombastic and he doesn't talk like a president should talk and all that. Like, I get it, okay? I mean, look, being 100% honest with you, I'm not saying I want a president to act like Trump. Don't get me wrong, okay? But I don't want him to just sound all fake either, okay? Like, I don't know. Like I remember when like Obama would talk and he would always he wouldn't point because pointing was too aggressive, and it was just all those coached. He was just too coached. It was just it just didn't sound like I want a president to sound human, right? I mean, of all the problems I had with George W. Bush, I think he was a blithering idiot. Okay, I don't think he was a good president or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. I didn't like his policies, but I didn't have a problem with the way he talked at all. I didn't, right? Clinton, you could pass, I guess. But Obama, I don't know, man. He sounded too Monday Night Raw. It sounded way too scripted, right? I'm not saying don't read from a projector and all that, but just, I don't know. I'm just saying. But anyway, that's a side note. That doesn't matter, right? Well, what else is in this media? You see, here's my problem, okay? The media and Donald Trump, and when I say the media, I'm being very vague, okay? But the media and Donald Trump, they're in this, the media, they love Trump, okay? CNN loves Trump, right? Their ratings are at the best that they've been. They couldn't get ratings like this when Obama was in power, okay? And I know when you watch Fox News, you might think to yourself, like, oh, they love the fact that Trump is in power. But I think deep down, like, Fox News thrived. They thrived. Even with the whole birther issue, man, their ratings were sky high, I mean. Man, Fox News was booming when Obama was in power, right? So don't get into it. The media loves Trump, okay? Okay, a lot more people are watching the news. Like, every time they hear Trump said something, they immediately go and see, well, what's CNN saying? Well, what MSNBC is saying? What is Fox News saying? Like, everybody, like, it's so that they love Trump in that sense, right? But anyway, a lot of these stories of Trump, they're juicy stories. Like when he tweets something like so ignorant or they report on it because it is a president saying it. Like, what are they supposed to do? Not say anything? But they will spend 24 hours talking about a fucking tweet. Meanwhile, they're a news network. CNN has, out of all of them, I guess, honestly, CNN has the best network out of all the cable news outlets. Okay, they have access to all over the world. They have reporters everywhere. They don't report on things that really matter. You would like the fact that the American people don't know how many countries we're at war with. We're maybe not at war with, but we're in those countries right now, quote unquote, fighting terrorists. Look how many countries we're dropping bombs in. Most Americans don't know that. They think we're just in Afghanistan or something. Most Americans don't know that the average age in Afghanistan is like 16 years old. Do the math. None of them were even born when 9/11 happened. None of them were even born. What are we doing there? What are we going to accomplish? Nothing. Nothing has gotten better in the freaking almost, well, what is it now? 18 years, 17 years that we've been there? It hasn't gotten any better. They don't report on that. Like it's insane to me. We have a crumbling infrastructure. Get your reporters with cameras. Show them to people. Okay? We have, all right, contaminated water in Flint, Michigan. Take your fucking reporters over there. Do investigative journalism. Get to the bottom of it. But no. It's a lot easier to sit behind a desk and get 7 people in a fucking panel and just talk about a fucking tweet. You could talk about the tweet in 30 minutes and run that same shit over and over again every 2 hours or something. You don't need to. There's other important, and that's my issue with the media, right? They don't really report news to people. They don't. Right? And this obsession, look, I don't want Trump as president. Okay, but he's gonna be there for 4 years. He's not gonna get impeached. He's not. Right? I don't think he's gonna get impeached. I just don't. Okay, it's not gonna happen. Maybe if Democrats take over the House and the Senate in 2020 or whatever, maybe, or maybe next year, whatever it is, and the election's coming up, 2018, that is, maybe, but it's not going to happen. And here's the dangerous part about impeaching Trump. Okay, here's what's dangerous about it. There's a thing called a precedent, not the president. Okay, all right. I know Trump misspelled that once, but if you impeach Trump just because you don't like him, you don't like the way he talks, and because you think he's racist, you think he's that, you think he's the third, all right? If that's how you feel, then you're basically, just because you don't like him, then when someone you do like gets elected, guess what the other side is going to do? They're going to look for every reason to impeach the president that you like just because they don't like him. Like, you can't do that. Now, if Trump is found blatantly, like, without a shadow of a doubt, we can't have suspicions. We can have, even if you feel strongly that he did something, it has to be proven without a shadow of a doubt, okay, that he did something like super fucked up, like he colluded with fucking Putin. And the fact of the matter is that proof is not there. That proof doesn't exist. Okay. In fact, his son meeting with, like, he might be guilty of money laundering, and that's it. And that's probably what he's really concerned about. Now, is that an impeachable offense? Probably. All right. But will they impeach him for that? No. Right? They won't do it. They just won't. And if you impeach him for that, then you're basically arguing that Hillary Clinton would be basically impeachable because of the money laundering in the Clinton Foundation. Right? And that's real. That happened. So you can't have it both ways. Okay, you just can't. Too bad. The dude's in there for at least 4 years. Like, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. You don't like it? Oh, do something about it. Get your lazy off the couch and actually go vote or something, right? I mean, it's whatever it is. But at the end of the day, right? They're not going to impeach him, right? And if he does get impeached, it better be, like I said, something like so outrageous that you have to do it, where you're not really setting a precedent at that point. Like everyone's like, yeah, okay, that's fucked up, right? But I just don't. Money laundering is just not that good of a reason, given the circumstances that you're gonna create because of that. Because politics is a very fickle thing, and some president in the future, they're gonna find out that he got a money contribution from somebody that did something, that they gave it to somebody, and before you know it, oh, we gotta impeach him. No, look, I'm not. If Hillary Clinton would have won the election right now, you would have Fox News and Sean Hannity and all them calling for her to get impeached, okay, because of Benghazi or because of money laundering of the Clinton Foundation, and if this was Donald Trump, they would have impeached him already, which we know is not true, right? But at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to get impeached. Okay, Republicans. A lot of people argued once they got their tax cut, they'll get rid of him. I just think they're not going to be as careful with him anymore. Like, they got what they wanted, and they're moving on, I think. But he's still there to sign stuff that they want to pass, right? So that's all they need him for. Like, they already know what they want to do. Like, they don't need Trump as president to come up with a great bill, or like, they really don't need him. Like, they just need him to sign a piece of paper. That's all they need him to do, right? But at the end of the day, calls for impeachment at this point, it's like, I mean, I'm just saying, just because you got to think of the future, and I'll end it with this. I find it funny when I say, yeah, what Trump said is fucking racist, bro. And then the same people that for 8 years called Obama a racist turn around and tell me I'm crazy, that it's all in my head. It's insane. What did Obama say that was offensive to anybody? Honestly. Oh my God. He said the kid shot by Zimmerman could have been his son. Oh my God, how racist, really? Come on now, right? At the end of the day, this Republican Party, man, I think they know what the future holds. I think they're looking 20 years into the future, and I think they know it looks grim for them. So they're doing everything they can right now to hold shit down, to control things. That's why they're getting rid of net neutrality, right? That's why they passed a bill that gives a tax cut temporarily to middle-class people. Now, by the way, I don't know if you guys know, if you make over, I forgot, I think like over $200,000 a year. No, I don't make that, I wish. But for anyone out there that might make that, your taxes are actually going up. Right? I want you to know that. So some people making over like 200,000, 300,000, their taxes are going up, right? But billion-dollar corporations, their taxes are going down, and they're going to be permanent. Think about that. That's insane, right? That is crazy. Okay, that is absolutely crazy, right? Now, with that said, I think I've said what I had to say. Let's go and open up the chat. I don't know if I'll go over all of them, but let me see here. Getting sick, man. I'm haven't had the people in my family are getting the flu, and I'm like, I'll get to a point where it feels like I'm about to get sick, and then I feel good. Then I feel like I'm about to get sick, like it's creeping up on me, then I'm good. Right now I'm in that, like, it's starting to creep up on me. So I'm kind of on guard with this flu here. Let me see. Thanks to those that have thumbs up the video. Don't forget, thumbs it up. Prodigy. All right. F. Tuck Frump, says Gary. All right. I mean, I completely disagree with your statement, Prodigy. I mean, right. And like, I don't know if you're just joking, but I mean, I don't know. If you're fine with the president of the United States talking like that, then it's another story, bro. Red Fox, Trump forgot to put the toilet seat down. Headline news. Ha! Trump farted around women. Trump hates women. Now, look, what I want to be careful with here, because I kind of see where this is going with you guys, but a lot of the stuff that they complain about Trump are legitimate. Like, I'm just going to say that right off the bat. But yes, there are sometimes there's things that I scratch my head and I say, yeah, this is a non-story. Like, I think just that does happen. But I'm not going to say that it doesn't mean that there's no legitimate stories or concerns regarding Donald Trump. We're talking about immigrants. You can't approach it like Trump does. Well, first, I just don't think Trump understands the process, to be honest with you. I just don't. Prodigy says, I can't stand mainstream media. I always hated them. CNN, MSNBC, CBS, Fox, et cetera, all political driven garbage. And they're ratings based, right? That's what they're based off. They want ratings. Right, Prodigy. I'm sorry, Kim is worshipped like a god in North Korea. I don't believe for 1 second that America will go to war with Korea. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first country we've gone to war with where they worship their leader. It's not like, I'm just saying. What's up, Coach? He says, Trump is a disgrace. Prince White Charming says, have you seen the documentary about Israel's role in 9/11? No, I haven't. Marxist says, did you see how quick Trump ran out of there? If Trump stays in office for the full term, something very bad will happen. Are you referring to the press conference when he got out of there? I'm not sure. Prince Charming, have you heard of Brandon Martinez? He is a Canadian geopolitics expert. He talks about Israel wants to destabilize the Middle East so their enemies are always at war. Okay. Haven't looked too much into that, but I have my issues with Israel. The bottom line says, what's good? What's up, bro? Prodigy, fuck the Bushes, fuck the Clintons, lying assholes, and fuck Trump too. Prodigy, are you a Trump fan? Like, I'm trying to. You can let me know. Prince, I like to see Jesse Ventura become president. I don't know, man. Just look, man. I know why a lot of people like Jesse Ventura, but he does say some weird shit sometimes. Like, it's just saying. Sometimes he says some shit. You're like, yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Ron Paul for president is Prodigy. Yeah, too bad his son is nothing like him, by the way. I like Ron Paul's foreign policy too. I like Rand Paul's foreign policy. I think Rand Paul was the only Republican that had the balls to say, I want to cut. If we're going to cut spending, that includes the military, right? Like, you can't talk about cutting spending everywhere else and then just put all that funding into the military. You're not really cutting anything. But yeah. Prodigy, the infrastructure is bad in America. AK shithole. Look at Michigan. Look at New York. Look at Illinois, etc., etc. Yeah. Cinema says, who do you think the Democrats will nominate 2020? Well, watch them. I don't know. All I know is that as of right now, the Democratic Party is already making moves um, to get anyone but Bernie Sanders. They don't want Bernie Sanders to be the candidate. So um, if they pick, if the Democrats pick another Hillary Clinton, same message that is, or another corporate Democrat, they're going to get fucking destroyed in 2020 because no one's going to go vote. Okay, no one's going to get motivated to go vote for that. It's not going to happen. But it says, when the fuck were people's feelings important in politics? If you base your political views on your feelings, you're the problem. Clinton should be in jail. I kind of disagree with that, but I've never understood that, the whole she should be in jail. Look, I'm not saying that she's... Now, if you say, well, she's a war criminal, so she should be in jail. Well, by that logic, Obama should be in jail, Bush should be in jail, Clinton should be in jail, Reagan should be in jail. But Trump should be in jail, right? But what are we basing on? Like, why should she be in jail? That's... It just seems to be something people just say about Clinton. But by the way, Clinton, Bill Clinton or Hillary Clinton? Or both Clintons? I'm not fine with it, but I don't care at the same time. Him saying stuff he doesn't affect my life, doesn't affect me doing my job, etc., etc. Prince White Charming, what are your thoughts if they choose to run Joe Biden? Oh my God. You know what? They might actually do Joe Biden. But I mean, I don't know, man. No, it's... I guess, but it's... I don't know. I wouldn't be in favor of it. I'll just say that. And I agree, Prince White Charming. They need a major third party. And there's a lot of people torn, right? There's always people torn between both parties because there'll be things they agree with on both sides. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say you're like this. You're like, well, I believe in low taxes, but you know, like, whatever it is, like, it's... I think you got to look at the social politics, and you got to look at the economy and foreign policy, and all those things could be very conflicting between the two parties. And there's people that are like, well, I agree with the Republicans on this. I agree with the Democrats on that. I don't agree with any of them on anything or whatever it is. So yeah, we need more parties. There's no doubt about that. Legitimate parties, and that they should allow some of these parties to, if you get at least 5%, you should be allowed to get on the debate stage, right? Like, I honestly think if you would have gotten, like, I'm not 100% a fan of Ralph Nader, but if you would have, there's some things I disagree with him about. I think it goes a little too far left on some things, but if you would have gotten him on stage with when he was running with Gore and Bush, he would have torn him apart. I mean, he would have torn him apart. I'm not saying he would have won, but it would have been embarrassing for them. I've seen a video of Biden acting creepy around children. I've seen him act creepy with like dudes' wives, and he just puts his hands on their shoulders, and it's just weird, man. And I don't know, like if Trump did that, like shit, like somebody should just tell him, like, Biden, don't put your hands on anybody, right? Like, goddamn. Yeah, two-party dictatorship. Prodigy, Trump's approach to everything is the New York style of thinking. It's about time we had a restaurant in the White House, Ventura 2020. He could have who would his VP be? Like I don't know, Bret Hart. Have you guys seen that Comedy Central um where this guy's acting like Ventura and he says my lieutenant governor is Bret the Hitman Hart. Like, if not, you guys should look it up. Okay, Bret Hart on Matt TV. It's fucking awesome. It's fucking hilarious. Dwayne Johnson. What? I don't know, man. I think we are unfortunately hitting an age where people that are just not qualified to be president will be running for president, right? Like Dwayne Johnson. Like it's. Are we turning the presidency into a popularity contest now? Like is that what it is? You know, like what's going on? Oprah. I heard about Oprah. You think Oprah could win? I don't even know. Like I don't know Oprah's stances on anything. I can't tell you whether I like Oprah or not as a candidate. I don't know where she stands on anything. I don't know her political views. So how could I even tell you? How could anyone honestly have an opinion about Oprah being president? How could you have an opinion about that? You don't even know her positions on most things. On it, like, even if you religiously been watching Oprah, okay, for years, for decades, you don't know everything, how she feels about everything. But I mean, these famous people, this talks about people running for president, and it's insane, man. Like what? Like to me, a president should know the law. A president should know the whole fucking Constitution backwards and all that. A president should honor the Constitution, which no fucking president has done. Okay, for fucking forever, right? But that's another story. Okay, um, a president should be, well educated. Okay, I think the degrees that they have, the universities they went to, and all that, to a certain degree, that it matters. Okay, how intelligent they are to me matters, right? Like I don't know. It's just this whole like, well, he's famous, he could run. What is Dwayne Johnson gonna do? Is he gonna rock bottom? Fucking, are we gonna see a rock bottom in the fucking presidential debate? Okay. Oh yeah, Donald. Well, ask me, Donald. Okay, how do you feel if The Rock were to win? Well, it doesn't matter what you think. Like, come on, right? But no, seriously, I know he wouldn't do that. Okay, but I don't know what Dwayne Johnson's positions on anything is really. Like anytime, it's always vague bullshit that he talks about. Like vague bullshit doesn't work for me. And what I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean by that. Like I mean like when you always say the safe, politically correct thing, and you stay away from controversial topics and stuff like that. Like when you run for president, they're going to ask you, are you are you against abortion or women's right to choose? You know, like it's a question you can't just avoid it. Like there's people that vote based off of that. You're gonna have to answer that question, right? When people ask you, it's like you trust Dwayne Johnson to make decisions, okay, on foreign policy and stuff like that. Maybe he does have the capability of it, but we don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know his political views. I just don't. I don't know Oprah's overall political views. I just don't. Right? It's I'm just saying. Prodigy Oprah will probably play the feminist cards. It's popular nowadays. When we run for president, this whatever. I mean, like I'm not saying all things don't matter, but it's identity politics is just not at the top of the list of most people when they vote, right? You know, like I know for a fact, most people that I know personally that voted for Trump, most of them tell me, yeah, I wish he was better spoken. I wish he didn't say some of the things he said. And I don't agree with everything he says, but I'm going to give him a chance. Right? And it was always the same thing. Oh, but Obama was a war criminal. You know, stuff like that. Oh, Trump talks to that. So what? He's a war criminal. And, you know, at least I had one friend that would say that. You know, now I'm like, well, what happened to war criminal? But anyway, either way, at the end of the day, doesn't matter, right? And that's that. I see some more comments, guys, but I do got to go. Alex Jones likes the idea of Dwayne Johnson in 2020. Why? Why does he like that idea? Prodigy, Alex Jones is going down the road of that Young Turks did, selling out. You know, Alex Jones has gone from like everything is evil in the government, blah, 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 to now he's basically, you know, just defending Trump all day. Like, it's sad. It's just a sad, sad thing. All right. I've never liked Alex Jones. Right. But there was a time where Alex Jones would bring stuff up and he was making legitimate points. There was a time, believe it or not, when that happened. But I don't know what happened in the last like 8 years. He just went fucking ballistic. He just went crazy. I mean, this dude just went full stupid. I mean, he just went full retard. I mean, it's insane what happened to Alex Jones. All right. It just is. Go watch videos of Alex Jones from like way back when Clinton was president. Right. And now it was more like DVDs and stuff like that back then, but it's just far different. It's not the same Alex Jones. Watching Alex Jones, look at the way Alex Jones would talk about like the Bush administration. Believe it or not, Alex Jones would bring up legitimate points about stuff. He wasn't right about everything, but he would bring up some very legitimate points. And even his ultimate conclusion wasn't right, in my opinion. But what he would bring up, you yourself could kind of put two and two together. And you know, it was, I don't know. Now, he's just a lost cause, man. Alex Jones is a fucking lost cause. I don't know what the fuck happened to Alex Jones. I agree, Prince White Sherman. He's just an act now. He's a bootlicker of Donald Trump. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I do got to roll. This is DStyle, and I'm out.